Hey guys, so in this video I thought I would take a little trip down memory lane and review a set all the way back from a year called 2009. This is Anakin's Y-Wing Starfighter, set number 8037. It comes from a time when set numbers were only 4 digits long and the Clone Wars was still new. And yeah, this isn't going to be like a super structured review or super in-depth either. I just wanted to take a quick look at a set that was part of an era that was a big part of a lot of our childhoods, and just kind of take a stroll down memory lane, like I said. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting with the figures, you get 3 in the set. You have Anakin, since it is his Y-Wing, Ahsoka, and R2-D2. And these are all the Clone Wars style of figures, even R2, which I only think came in a few sets, so that figure is kind of unique. But Anakin and Ahsoka were pretty much everywhere back when the Clone Wars first came out. And when it comes to these Clone Wars style of figures, it's kind of you love it or you hate it. And I'm leaning towards loving them. Like, I know that they're not great figures. Like, those eyes are really weird, and the cartoony printing is just kind of eh. But I have a lot of nostalgia for these figures, and I think that's why I like them so much, because it was this era of LEGO Star Wars that really got me into LEGO Star Wars and LEGO in general. And, you know, so I just have, like, good memories with figures of this style, and even if they're not the greatest, I still like them. But trust me, I know, like, Ahsoka here from this set is nothing compared to the 2020 version of Ahsoka, which is just an incredible figure. So, like I said, I know that these figures aren't the best, but I do still like them. And I think R2 is honestly the highlight of the set. He only came in a few other sets, I believe, in this Clone Wars style. So having him is pretty cool, and it's actually the first one that I have in my collection. So yeah, those are the figures. Like I said, kind of either love it or hate it, but they're pretty cool, I guess. So moving on to the Y-Wing itself, I just want to start off by saying this is honestly a really great build. Like, I had a lot of fun putting this together, and it did not really feel like a set that was 12 years old. Like, this is still a very high quality build. I don't know if it's like up to modern standards entirely, but I still thought it was a very nice build, and it looks great all put together. You can see there's some studs on the side building right here with some slope pieces. Then you have like the angle pieces on top to give the white paint. And then you can see the engines are fully filled in, unlike the Rebellion or Resistance versions. And this is the only Y-Wing from the Clone Wars that we've gotten, so it's the only LEGO version that has the like fully enclosed engines. And I just really like the detailing around the set. There's not too much of it, but you can see there's some greebling here, little slopes there and there. And then the detailing just with these strips along the engines look good. And then the actual end of the engines, you can see there's like a bit of detailing on the end there. Some detailing on like the interior here, some slopes here just to give more shaping to the thing. And at the front, you can see we have 2 laser cannons right there along with some nice slopes. And then as for like the main cockpit area, you can see it uses this little windshield piece that is in like every LEGO Star Wars ship ever. But it has some very nice unique yellow printing on it. And that flips up and you have a place for Anakin to go in there. So we're going to grab Anakin and he can pilot the Y-Wing. So he gets a little printed control panel and he fits in nicely right there. And then here's the little gunner seat. So since the Clone Wars Y-Wing actually has a second seat, it's not just an auto turret. You can see the turret has a bit of motion, but it's really just able to fire backwards. And then to actually get a figure in there, you have to pop off like the entire turret and like bubble on top. And then Ahsoka gets another little control panel in there, and she can just sit right in there. And then you just put the bubble back on top. You can see it is pretty cramped in there, like she is just barely sticking out. But it's cool how you can get both figures inside. And then for R2-D2, you can see there is like a little like lever kind of thing there. And that is actually tied to one of these gigantic missile launcher pieces that were everywhere back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. And what you do is you just pull back on that thing right there and it fires out. And the reason I showed you that without R2 first is because I find that when you put R2 in, basically that little lever just goes on this little hole on the middle of his body. And I find when you put R2 in that the feature gets kind of finicky. So sometimes, I'm going to see how it works, sometimes you need to push really hard on R2 in order to get the thing to come out. And sometimes, I'm not sure if it'll cooperate, but sometimes it requires much less effort. So there you can see it only took like 2 flicks. So it's just a very like inconsistent feature. Like there you can see like it's not shooting out. It's not coming out. There we go. There, it shot out 3 tries that time. But yeah, bit of an inconsistent feature there, but it is pretty cool how they hit it with R2. And as for the actual bottom of the ship, I like how they built up around the little like missile. So that way it's kind of hidden, like you can still see it, but it is kind of hidden by all of the white bricks. And I have no idea what this is. It's supposed to be like landing gear. I'm not sure. It's just kind of there. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for the Y-Wing. Like I've said a lot at this point, it just looks really good, and I was very surprised at how high the quality of the build is. I just realized I forgot a feature. So right here where all the greebling is, this actually can flip up, and you can see there's a little storage space in there, and that is actually for the lightsabers. Anakin and Ahsoka's lightsabers here, you can see that they have the old hilt color. And you can just put those in, just like so. And then you have a place to store the lightsabers while Anakin and Ahsoka are flying around. Then that closes up, and you'll never know they're there. And I just love it when LEGO includes space for the lightsabers, especially when it's hidden like this. This is a great little feature. For nostalgia's sake, I thought I would give you a look at these nice 2009 era instructions. You can see we got the clone troopers in the top corner. I love that. I love that box art. And then the art right there is pretty nice as well. And flipping it to the back, you can see we have the explanation of some of the play features. You can see you push R2 back, you can store the lightsabers. Then we have an ad for some of the 2009 LEGO Star Wars sets. I have kind of that one. I just have like the turret and the little like trench area. And then I got these two back in 2009, and then I never got the Endor bunker, and I still want the Venator to this day. That's such a cool set. And then on the back, we have a little mailer for the LEGO Club back when that was a thing. And the Win thing before the Win Kid was a thing. These are just so nostalgic. So that will pretty much do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little stroll down memory lane. If you're interested in getting this Y-Wing, I would actually highly recommend it. I was pleasantly surprised by the build, which I think I've said way too much at this point. But it's just a very good set. It does not feel like it's 12 years old. That's kind of horrifying, honestly. But yeah, if you see this for like $150 used, maybe up to like $200, a little more new, I would highly recommend getting it because it is a great addition to your Clone Wars collection. I just wish there were clones to pilot it instead of Anakin and Ahsoka. I mean, they're nice inclusions. I guess it was nice back in 2009. You could get Anakin and Ahsoka and R2 in one set. But I would have liked to see some clones in the set to pilot the Y-Wing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, a like is very much appreciated, and feel free to comment with your thoughts on the set. And if you guys want to see more from me, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss when I upload a new video. And that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.